Dear ladies, do you know that feeling when you constantly are saying yes, but you really mean no? And you don't want to say it, you feel like you have to people please all the time and you cannot break the pattern? In this video, I want to show you how to break the pattern of people pleasing and take control over your life. Because this literally affects your health, affects your friendships, affects who you are in a relationship with, and this is a very important thing, and it affects your own relationship with yourself, because every time you're saying yes to them, you're saying no to yourself. You know, you have a hard time saying no, but I don't think you are aware who you're saying no to, because you think you're having a hard time saying no. Actually, you don't, because you don't have a hard time saying no to yourself. Every time you say yes to them and you don't want to do it, you don't want to be there, like you are betraying yourself. You are abandoning yourself and your needs, and you're actually not even respecting yourself, because you should respect your boundaries. You do not need to expect other people to respect your boundaries, but you should be respecting your boundaries. And I'm self-aware Barbie. In this video, I want to help you to break free from that cycle of people pleasing for good. So the first thing is learning to say no to others instead of yourself, right? This is the most important thing and the easiest thing after you've done it sometimes and you made the experience how people react to you. It's the best feeling in the world, because let's be honest, people pleasing has not gotten you anywhere, and actually people treat you like trash. They do not value you. They step all over you. They make you feel this small, even though you have the greatest heart. You have a very kind heart, because life has treated you poorly and you have had experience that you shouldn't have as a child, mostly, that you've been neglected, abandoned, your needs weren't important, your emotions weren't important. You don't need to continue that cycle, and people need to learn that you are an amazing person, but you don't need to prove yourself to them anymore. You do not have to work hard to receive love. I am sorry that you learned that. I'm sorry that you've been conditioned for that, but you still chose to show up as a kind, loving human being, even though you've been treated this poorly. This is your superpower. This is the superpower. As a ex-people pleaser myself, I call that, because I don't want to always associate myself with people pleasing, because I break out of this pattern. When I see it, I have people to keep me in check. I have myself keeping myself in check, because you don't need to say, oh, I'm a people pleaser. You're not a people pleaser. This is a pattern that you're following. Don't put after I am something that's not good for you. You need to learn that as well. Put after I am, like I'm safe, I'm wonderful, I'm abundant, I am worthy of unconditional love, but don't put I am this. Don't put that anymore. You have patterns of this, but it's not you. It's something you learned to do because people manipulated you from early on to think that you're not important enough, that you're not of value, and you should have received unconditional love. And this is my next point: value yourself. Listen, life is a mirror. I know you value other people. I know you love on other people. I know you try to be there for other people because you know what it is like to have no one there for you. You know what it is like to feel helpless. You know what it is like to have no one to see you, to hear you, to hug you, to comfort you. That's why you take on the role of rescuing and being a hero to everyone else but yourself. Listen, that inner girl, she needs you. That inner girl needs your heart. And some people are gonna take your heart for granted and not appreciate it and misuse it and use you. I said this one before: your heart is not a hotel. This is my favorite analogy that has changed my life. Whenever I feel like, I feel guilt and shame, I'm like, I'm not a hotel. I'm not free charity all the time and people come and take from me and I end up being depleted. I have this great analogy. Is an empty water glass. This is you right now. This is how much water you have probably from overgiving. I need you to stop overgiving to people because you're at this point, right? And you still, like I said before, because you know the feeling of not having anyone, your amazing golden heart wants to pour into other people. But listen, this is not your responsibility. People need to learn to fill themselves up on their own and not to make you or other people feel bad because you're not giving them what they should be giving to themselves. And I need you to take that superpower of yours and fill up that glass. Here is a more filled up glass. I love this analogy. It's had worked my whole life. You need to keep pouring the water, I don't have enough, until this is overflowing. Until you make sure this glass is full and it's naturally overflowing, you do not have anything to give, my dear ladies. Nothing. I'm sorry, you need to take care of yourself first. And you've been taking care of other people your whole life. Now it's your turn. I'm gonna say that with an apple tree that you get it a bit better. If you have a family or a boyfriend or a husband or friends, family members, you need to understand something. An apple tree puts the roots in the earth and makes sure it gets the sun, it gets the rain, it gets everything. Then the soil is good, then it starts growing, the seed becomes into a tree and it gets green, and then if it's healthy, it produces fruit. The same is with you. You need to make sure that you get to be a stable apple tree that is able to carry fruits that are healthy, that are fresh, that have all the vitamins. And unless you didn't get yourself to a position like that, where you know when to bloom, when you know when to take energy, when you know when to take care of yourself, when you understand how important it is to take care of yourself, you are in no place of playing a hero in other people's stories. You have learned to overgive, to overcompensate because you've been taught you're not enough. Flash news, you are enough. So I need you to have a toolbox when you see your pattern coming up. So the first tool in your box is learning to say no to others, because it automatically means you're saying yes to yourself. The second is I need to prioritize myself and value myself and self-love on myself every single day. Take a pen and paper right now and write down, what do I need today? What do I need so my glass is full today? And you do that every single day until you're overflowing. And believe me, when you're overflowing, you will give from your heart naturally because you are a giver. But it won't take away from you. It will not deplete you. It will not lower your batteries. No, it won't. It will amplify it, because when you give from abundance, it amplifies. When you give from lack, you get less. You know that saying of, people who have, they will be given, and people who don't have, they will be even taken away their last shirt. It's true. It's true. So I need you to make sure that once in your lifetime now, you start prioritizing yourself and you give yourself what you need. Listen, people-pleasing people are so intelligent. They come into an environment, into a room with the person, with everybody. They know what they need to give. And they give it freely with their amazing heart. But you need to understand, not everyone has your heart. So observe who you're giving to. I need you to also write on that paper who is just taking from you. You need to identify the people who are just takers in your life and remove them. And most likely your whole surrounding are takers, because your environment put you in this thing when you were a little girl or a little boy. You grew up in that surrounding where you learned you have to give, you have to prove your love. You're not being loved unconditionally, so you have to show that you are of value. And most likely this is the friends you choose, where you can help, where you can give, where you can have this feeling of importance in their life. I need you to remove all of them recklessly. I don't care. If they're not reciprocating you, if they're not giving you something back, a healthy relationship is a give and take, not just a one-sided relationship where you give everything and you receive nothing in return. And actually, those people might even disrespect you and not even value you, because when you're alone, when you have problems, when your life is not nice, where are they? You can call them, they're nowhere to be found. If you have friends like this, that when you're down and they're nowhere to be found, these are not your friends. If you want to do something, they don't support you, but you support everything they're doing, they're not your friends. So remove them. And when you remove them, you let the universe see, oh, she learned her lesson, because the universe wants you to get in balance. You need to be balanced. It wants you to know when to give, and it wants you to know when you have to take. So when you remove those people, oh, the universe sees that and says, oh, she's making space. She's making space for better things to come. Great. I will give her better things. And now I want you to befriend people like you, but also people who are more aware, because people pleaser most naturally will repel someone who is the same nature, because now they cannot be the hero. They're irritated because now someone is giving them something, someone is giving them a lot of energy, and they're not used to receive. They're just used to be the giver. So now they're not comfortable and they think because it's not familiar, it's not good. But that's not the truth. Listen, I felt so bad taking. I felt so bad receiving something. The moment I received something, I wanted to repay someone the second. Like when someone gave me something, I would give them 10 times more, because I could not let myself receive. And ladies, with people-pleasing mentality, I tell you, you will automatically land in toxic relationships, because you will attract a narcissist. He will see that trait and he will deplete you like no other man, because the narcissists think that they have an entitlement of taking all of your energy, and they don't care, because they're like, oh, I've been hurt in my life, I'm gonna hurt everybody. As well as the people pleaser thinks, okay, you know, I was hurt, so I need to make sure that nobody else feels the same way. And you know, my two lamps are different colors, and I think it's the best analogy for this video. Narcissist is here, people pleaser is here. You need to come in the middle. A people-pleasing person has to learn to be selfish, and that selfishness is healthy. Unless you're hurting someone and using someone and being manipulating and rude and toxic, being selfish is not a problem. You need to be selfish to be healthy. But the narcissist takes it too far. It depletes everyone and it knows it's hurting people, but they don't care. They don't care. So they need to become more empathic of other people's feelings. And listen, you also need to identify those people around you. When you tell them your boundary, and I need you to, this is the next tool, we need to create boundaries. There is a workbook, Google it on Amazon or wherever, how to create boundaries. This is not sponsored, I'm just telling you. I use it as a tool and it has helped me. It teaches you how to have boundaries. And most of the time you're over giving, you're over explaining. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You need to learn to say no, I can't, I don't want to, and period. These are the most important sentences that you need to have in your toolbox. I don't want to, I can't, and no. And if people keep asking you, you say no. You repeat yourself until they hear you. And most people respect people who have boundaries. This society does not respect people without boundaries and that are selfless, believe me. And you know what it is like. And believe me, it's not a scary thing to put boundaries. The opposite. You will be safe when you put boundaries. If you don't put boundaries, you're putting yourself in danger. I need you to know that. Because people now see you, and there's a dark nature about people, and when they can use something until its maximum, they will. They will. They don't have the same heart as you, remember that. Boundaries. This workbook will help you to put boundaries, and most likely when you're in the beginning of putting boundaries, you need to keep it short, because people will come to you with like guilting you, shaming you into doing something you don't want to do, into answering questions you don't want to do. And because you're so automatically in reacting, you don't give yourself space and time, and you don't think about how is this person treating me right now. You're answering, you're being irritated, you allow them to be disrespectful to you. You do not need to allow anybody, remember that, to talk to you disrespectfully, to treat you in a certain way. At every time and point, you have the possibility to walk away that door. Use it. If someone comes to you with an energy you don't like, leave the room, because it's low frequency, and when you respond to that frequency, you will receive in return the experience of that. And I need you to change your experience, because you have experienced that you are of no value, that you have to work very hard for people's love and approval and validation. And this is another thing in the toolbox. We let go of external validation. We learn that the only validation we need is our own. The only validation you need, honey, and approval is your own. I'm sorry you weren't given that, but you need to accept and learn that When you approve of yourself, when you say yes to yourself, when the universe sees that, the universe is like a support team. It's like, oh, she's valuing herself. Oh, she's respecting herself. Oh, she now realizes that, okay, I will send her people who respect her. I will send her people who value her. I will send her people who appreciate her. I will send her people who make her feel okay to receive. I will send her supporters. I will send her people who love on her. Because now she understood it. I gave her the lesson. She moved from people pleasing into balance. Now she knows when to be selfish and she knows when to help. And this is the important lesson. And always remember, you cannot help anyone when you're not in a good place, when you're low, when you don't have energy, when your life is a complete mess. You cannot help other people. You can only help yourself, right? And on that journey of helping yourself, you can help other people. You can inspire them, because by you taking care of you, by you putting boundaries, by you being your authentic self, by you owning who you are, by you taking back your power, you automatically empower other people to do the same thing. You can also look for a profession like I'm doing here. I love to help other people. I have this helper syndrome. I always want to help people. But I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to do this, and whoever needs my help and is appreciative and, values it and wants my help has my help. But whoever doesn't, I don't have to talk to them. I don't have to listen to them for 2-3 hours, use all my lifetime every day in their drama. Let go of people who have a lot of drama in your life, because they will bleed on you, and you spend all the time, this free therapy, this free energy you're giving. You could build something for yourself, for your life. Listen, I want you to help people who are close to you, but only if it's reciprocal. If they're being there for you too, you can help them. If it's a give and take, you can help them. I had met this amazing girl, and I prayed to God and I said, I want friends like me. I want friends who have a heart like me. I want giving people, generous people. Befriend them, by the way. And assure them that it's okay to give. And she was like giving me something. I gave her something back. And then she was giving me something again. And then I gave her something. And she's like, no, you gave me last time. And I said, listen, it's okay. You gave me something. I give you something. It's okay to receive. You need to give yourself permission to receive. You need to give yourself permission to receive. Write that down on that paper as well. And you need to be very aware who you're choosing to have on your circle, because if people are reassuring you, if they're giving you, if they're seeing you, if they're acknowledging you, if they're supporting you, you feel good inside. But I need you to not need them. I need you to need yourself. But when you do that and you need yourself and you ask yourself, what do I want? What do I need? What is it that I want? What is it that I like? Do I like this person? Do I like to be here? Do I like to work here? Then your life will get more and more in alignment with who you really are, and you can live your dream life. But when you're giving your energy to something you don't want to do, you're destroying your dream. When you're giving energy to something you don't want to do, you're destroying your dream. Okay? Do you remember that? And let go of the pressure and the guilt and the shaming. Guilt and shame are in the lowest frequency, and this is what you will create. Don't feel guilt or shame. It's okay to receive, and you should be receiving. You're your greatest gift. You're your most important person in your life. I always keep saying that. Remind yourself of that and treat yourself accordingly. And people will give you what you give to yourself. You're a mirror. You set the standards of how people treat you. So I need you to treat yourself better and show people your standards. And whoever is not willing to meet your standards, as I said, leave the door. You don't need these people. There are millions of people who are like you, who have the same heart of like you. You need to be receiving of those people. You need to look out for those people. You need to appreciate those people. You need to love on those people. But first of all, you need to love on yourself and appreciate yourself, and not make yourself feel bad for your heart, for your superpower. I mean, excuse me, you're amazing. Thank God you exist. Thank God people like you exist. You've been through trauma, and this person chooses to hurt other people. This person chooses to help other people. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That makes you very, very powerful. And you just need to reclaim your own power and know where to give and where to nurture. And we ladies, we get so much pressures of being nice, of being very easy, accommodating, and this will destroy your love life, because if he has the feeling you don't respect yourself, you don't give him a boundary, and he can step all over you, sister, he will. Sister, you will become his baby mama, paying his bills, paying his side chicks, I don't know what. No. No, 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 no. And if someone says, I want like a woman like my mom, my father left and she was doing all these things by herself and I want the same kind of woman, you run. You look at him. Men are natural givers. If a man is not naturally giving to you, he is feminine energy and he is a taker, narcissist. Go. And listen, ladies, if we all stop giving our energy and our valuable self to narcissists, the best part of this video, I swear, I hope you made it until here. Write a comment if you did. Then imagine all the narcissists losing their minds and now they have to do inner work to even be with the girl. Now they have to be givers. Now they have to be providers again. Now they have to protect you again. What a wonderful life that would be. So own yourself, own your boundaries, learn to put boundaries, respect yourself, say no to him, and let him get better, because he also needs to get in balance. Another thing that I think is very helpful, I want to adopt a dog. And I think for people with people-pleasing mentality, if you can, if you have the time, adopt a puppy, a dog, if you don't have a family yet, and receive unconditional love. Receive unconditional love. This will heal you. Having these people who are like you, this will heal you. A dog that it's here, it's happy, it kind of picks up on you. It will heal you. And for a narcissist, he needs a cat, because he needs to understand that she's selfish and taking her own paths, and like he needs to step up and take care of that. But yeah, imagine like this dog, he will give you so much love. Or when you have a child and when you have a supporting system around you. And I want you to know something else that's very important. I don't care if it's a family member, a friend, not even a friend, but acquaintance, your partner. Always stay true to you. Always put your boundaries and always stay true in your center. Then everything else will fall into place. If you don't abandon yourself, the universe doesn't abandon you. Your partner doesn't abandon you. Your friends, your family, no one. If you do, it will happen. So it's a mirror. So every time you want to say yes to something, you want to say no to, what do? You say no to it, and you say automatically yes to yourself. Give up over-giving, overcompensating, and give up that perfection, please. You are perfect, and you don't need to be perfect to be loved. The way you are is amazing enough. The way you are, you're supposed to be. And you don't have to change yourself and be someone else to be loved. You have to be you and allow the people who are meant to be in your life and see your light and see your greatness to love you. I swear this is the most beautiful thing ever. I took a break from 2 years, from friends, from people, from dating, from anything. And now to receive all of this acceptance and love and appreciation so easily, it's the most amazing thing. And I wish that for you too. You do not have to work hard to receive that love. And listen, you don't have to change for these people. Some people are not able to give love. So don't ask and knock on the wrong doors. They're not capable of loving you. You are capable of loving you, and other people, not them, are capable of loving you too. But it starts with you loving you. My dear, beautiful ladies, I hope I could help you with this video. Please leave a comment down below what helped you. Never forget, it's a toolbox. It's like your makeup routine, where you have the blush, where the concealer, where you have to take this in your toolbox and work with it, and have a journal of every day checking in with yourself and asking yourself what you need to feel good, what you need to feel fulfilled, what you need to, what do you need? Ask yourself those questions. What do I want? What do I need? And direct your energy to that, instead of wasting it on people who don't respect you and don't value you. It's better to be respected than to be used. I don't care if you don't like me. You don't even like yourself. So stop trying to get approval from people who don't like themselves, at work, with your family, with people who have issues with themselves. A lot of people have that. So stop looking for those kind of approvals, because people are hypocrites. One day they like you, one day they don't. People switch. So let them go. Always think, what do I think of myself? What do I need? My approval, my validation. This is what your inner girl or your inner boy needs. Your love, your recognition, that you hear that person, that you see that person, that you put love on it, not shame it, not guilt it. You need love, my dear, not more of this bad thing that you went through. I send you love and kisses, and thank you so much for your support. See you in the next video. Bye.